in.
What's going on, everybody? It is me again. It is time to lean in, bitch. We're here for the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm here with Jazz, Danny, and Antonio, who's gonna come back in a second. And like I said, we're going to talk about Potomac, episode 2, titled Allegation Nation, because there was all types of allegations flying around the episode. Right, allegations. What's going on, everybody, y'all? Before we get started, go ahead and hit this like button. Subscribe to the channel. I don't know if you caught it. You guys caught it earlier. Myself and Chase did a lunch and lean earlier talking about BravoCon. It was a really good, 30-minute lunch and lean. And then we had one of our Lean Fam viewers. She actually went to BravoCon. She joined and gave her whole experience, and it was really insightful. So check that out. But of course, Jasmine, Antonio, and Danny, let's talk about Potomac, because we got a lot to discuss. I literally just finished the episode. Literally, I ain't even watched the last 10 seconds, but I didn't need to because I already know what happened because we reported what happened. Right. So, nonetheless, let's get into it. So starting from episode 1, we had the Karen Spring Fling event. Oh, and shout out to everybody in the chat too. I see Dana, Dane, Latasha, Ace E. If you hear, let us know you hear. Let us know where you watching from as well. For those that be looking for the link, we do have our call-ins later in the show. I'm trying to get better about posting the link and having it to be like constantly posted, because I know some guys miss it. But going into episode 2, we kind of pick up at Karen Spring Fling, whatever, Mexican party. I don't know, whatever she called it. And we left off with Mia telling Giselle, fuck her. And she said it because when Mia got there last week's episode, she confronted Mia and said, is this what cancer looks like? And she's questioning her whole cancer scare. And so, picking up in this episode, we left off with her friend Jacqueline, kind of taking up for her. Jacqueline was supposed to be Mia's best friend, but unless you have been living under a rock, you know that that's not the case, because just last week, Mia exposed her for being a domestic abuser and all these type of things, a man stealer. And this is why I said last week was going to be kind of awkward watching this, because we've already seen them fall out. So in the moment where I feel like somebody probably was taking up for Mia, I don't believe it, because they ain't even friends no more. I'm just saying. But in this conversation, after taking up for her, she kind of steps in and says that, she's going through something, and she may have had a moment online, but like this is real, and that what she's going through. And Ascala, Candiace, and Wendy join the conversation. So while she's talking, Wendy says, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. Who are you? And I'm just going to say that was rude as hell. Like the fact that you got to say, I'm not trying to be rude, that's rude as hell. And, now I have enjoyed Wendy, but I have seen people say that she comes off a bit condescending. And in this moment, I feel like she felt very superior, especially given a disclaimer saying that she's sorry. So what did y'all think when y'all heard her say that? I don't know how y'all felt, but it was a lot for me.
It was a lot, because not only after Jacqueline said who she was, Wendy follows up with, okay, because I didn't know who was talking.
Yeah.
That's what really sealed the deal for me. It's like,
yeah,
Jacqueline said, bitch, you don't need to know who was talking. You weren't being addressed.
Yeah. If Jacqueline had a fire back and said, I'm me, I mean, it would have been what it was, because that's rude.
But which was crazy, though, because before they went over there, I could have sworn, and I didn't go back and watch it, but in that group, when it was Ascala, Candiace, and Wendy, they were saying her friend is talking. So for her to go over there and be like, who's talking, or who are you? See, that's why I couldn't be on no show like that. I'd be arguing every motherfucking episode.
Jazz?
So I want to just apologize for sneezing like that. I thought I muted. It was something else. But yes, Wendy was rude. It was just rude. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I love Wendy, but I mean, I don't walk up and be like, what's your name again? Okay, because I didn't know who you was on. Okay, because I didn't know why you was on. Okay, I done that. But I didn't think it was necessary at that moment, though.
That's rude as hell, Jazz. I'm sorry. Like, no.
Can I not be honest about it?
No, I'm saying.
I'd be like, well, who are you? Oh, okay, because I didn't know you.
when you added that last little piece, you was being a little smarty aleck, right?
Yeah, like because I
Yeah.
know what yeah.
Well, as long as Whitney was ready for what may have come back to her, and she didn't turn into a Karen, I think it was okay. As long as you put it out and you know, like I was rude and I may get some slap back from somebody else, then we all good. I don't see no issue with it. And it didn't really go nowhere, so we can't really speak on it. It seems like Jacqueline kind of handled it pretty well, but I think they do kind of have an issue later on throughout the season. But in the same moment, Karen switched it up on the girls because in this scene, she was like, "Who are you to question somebody's thing?" And I'm like, "No, wait a minute, Karen. Now we have seen a couple of scenes, and you sat down with it when they first talked about it, and you didn't have the same energy. Yes, we talked about you slightly defending her or whatever, enough, but you weren't defending her to this level. So it seemed a little fake to me. I don't know if y'all got that." But Robyn also says, let's not act like it was just Giselle and I. And before I pass to you guys, I'm just gonna say I get what Robyn was trying to say, but it was only her and Robyn that were very rude in their delivery and coming at her in their way. I mean, yes, they showed all the girls asking questions. Hell, we even was a little like, this seemed a little weird. But we also didn't go to Mia and say, "Is this what cancer looks like?" and stand behind her like, we didn't do that. So Robyn, I'm sorry, it didn't work, baby. But what are y'all thoughts?
I honestly didn't mind what Robyn did because it seemed like in that moment to me, they were not just discussing how Giselle approached her, which was just rude as fuck, but they were just approaching who had been discussing or had some questions about her post and if it was authentic or not. Mm-hmm. So I didn't mind Robyn in that moment saying, "Now, wait a minute, you're not going to just nail me and Giselle to the motherfucking cross when we all have had our questions and possibility of doubts of what it is that you said." I didn't find an issue with that at all because she called everybody out that had said something and they flashed it back as well.
Because how I get in it? Now, how I get in it? That's how okay, I might have said my little something, but when you're in that moment and right then and there, why are you bringing me in it?
Because you trying to stand there, Jasmine, and act like you so oblivious to what occurred. No, we all know what's been going on.
If Robyn get arrested, if she's snitching on everybody,
right? Because how did I get in there? Because I think that they have done like Robyn and Giselle have done this back and forth dance when they approach somebody. They've been talking and doing their little chitter chattering and shit for the longest time beforehand. Keep it simple. Don't be trying to bring Candiace and Wendy and all these people in there just sitting there looking. Well, Wendy wasn't in, but everybody just sitting there looking because they didn't bring it to her like that. If they felt that way, they were warranted. We were all warranted to feel it that way because what we said previous, Mia has cried wolf. That's just what happens. That's human nature. If you cry wolf, people not gonna believe you. But it didn't. We did not go into her page and troll her and be like, "Bitch, you lying." Bitch,
yeah, and that's essentially that's what Giselle. Robyn really. I mean, she didn't really do all that. She typically sits behind Giselle, and my thing with Robyn is that for 7 seasons y'all been doing this. You and Giselle been doing the same little thing where she speaks out. She's the mouthpiece. Let's be honest. Robyn sits behind and she keeps his ass. You know what I'm saying? It's just been happening. So let's not sit here and act like, because if you go back to the very beginning of the first scene, Robyn was the very first person that said it seemed like she was seeking attention. Mm-hmm. She was the person that brought it out, at least in the scene that we saw. So yes, everybody may have had thoughts or kind of questioned how authentic the post was, but they also weren't out there doing what they was doing at that event. I'm sorry. Right. And so I don't think everybody else had to be brought into it like Jazz said, why I get it. I mean, yeah, I had my thoughts, but I ain't out here doing this. That's just me. I don't know. And so then we get Charisse and Katie. They come in. Charisse comes in, and Karen is just like, I love it. Do y'all think she makes Karen uncomfortable?
I love it. I enjoy that shit. I know
Charisse makes me uncomfortable.
Comfortable with her. I think Karen is disgusting.
You think
Yeah,
she's
I really don't. I
disgusting?
really think it's
I don't
that
think
Karen
she's
just don't fuck with her.
Yeah.
I
So why can't Karen just say, "Girl, look, you know we don't get down like that. Stop it." She's just like, "Oh, we should hang out sometimes." She said, "Okay, I love you. Let's do that." And Karen was just like, "It's like the way she hugged her was like Charisse is the most disgusting thing in the room." Like she was like,
I
Also
was hoping that
serious.
Charisse would kind of pick up on that Karen don't want to go to lunch with you. She really don't want to be standing here talking to your ass.
I
She
really
don't
feel
want
like
to do none of that with you.
Charisse is picking at Karen too. Charisse don't want to go out to eat with her either.
Yeah, she knows.
Well, and Robyn knows exactly what she's doing. I definitely think Charisse's whole purpose of this season is to come in because realistically, Karen really ain't had to just really work in a while. I mean, she had a little thing with Giselle, but she ain't had to like really do much for a minute. She kind of been, she's a good time. She's funny commentary, but this season seems like, it's gonna make her have to have an actual feud with somebody outside of Giselle. Because that's just gotten old, in my opinion. But I don't know.
It seemed like I think that Robyn, she may be bringing Charisse around to have a few, but I think she's also bringing Charisse around so Charisse can kind of be her mouthpiece because Robyn has never been able to match Karen's energy at all. From what I've seen, so I think she's brought. I think she's brought Charisse around because she feel like, oh well, Charisse will be the one that will be able to sit Karen down. Because Robyn ain't been able to do it. Giselle ain't been able to do it.
Every time by Karen. Every single time Robyn gets towed down to the floor by Karen.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't want to happen is, for whatever the reason is that Karen is upset, it be a you wish death on my husband type of situation. I don't want all that shit. I don't want it to be nothing like, oh, you brought up wise. I want it to be something that is tangible, something we can not see, but like something that's recent. Yeah. If it's something that old, I like Karen a lot, but I'm not gonna like that. I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be disgusted.
What was the designer that Karen and Charisse was wearing? I couldn't read that shit. What was it?
I didn't know the hell design. I didn't even see.
Because they was wearing the same thing because it was written in cursive, but y'all know my eyes be fucked up.
Are they wearing the same designer?
Yeah.
Versace or something?
But who?
Jazz, you said Versace.
Versace or something.
You said what, Danny?
I said, like, y'all don't hear me? I said Fendi 5 times.
Okay, it was Fendi. I didn't know what the fuck that said on. That must have been
your audio was going out for some reason.
Your audio been going in and out, Danny.
Okay,
my man, he like, damn, y'all ain't hear me. Shit, Fendi.
Danny like, damn, I got to get up and do sign language today, y'all motherfucker.
Fendi. So while we talking about these two, we talked about it last week, and I asked everybody in the chat. I said, "Who is the Grand Dame?" And so I did a poll on the lean, and we had a total of 274 votes. 82% said Karen, 18% said Charisse. There was a few comments under our post on our video last week, and also under that. And some people, were arguing about the fact that they feel like Charisse is the Grand Dame because she got everything, started, but. I mean, if y'all, it's nothing really to discuss. Would y'all have any comments on that? It's not surprising that the girls would say Karen is the Grand Dame, but it's also not surprising that they say Charisse is the Grand Dame because they feel like without her, Potomac would not be here. Because
that's the first time Robyn and her motherfucking dark brown hair. That was the first time I'd ever heard somebody say anything like that about Charisse. Giselle ain't even never said that shit about Charisse. So. That to me was just let me go ahead and try to pull this out of thin air. Charisse ain't nobody's Grand Dame. Where's she at? Is she even a paid friend?
They have said when Charisse first got on the show, they were going back and forth on who was the Grand Dame, and Charisse is the Grand Dame.
Maybe over there at her house, but not on the show.
Well, everybody is meeting because of her.
So I think this is fair. Silk and Satin says Charisse is the Grand Dame in real life, not on the show.
And I agree with that. Yeah, Karen is the Grand Dame.
We don't know Charisse in real life, so how are we gonna say that?
That's true. That's true. So you know what? Let me shut my ass up.
Let me just say, when Monique was on the show, excuse me, I have a cold thing. That's why I can't say shit right.
You ain't gonna say I'm cold. That's that liquor.
I just sneezed. Anyway, when Monique was on the show, and she was doing that whole what was that, the hurricane fucking thing? You remember they were doing the whole like donation thing, and she was trying to.
Oh yeah.
Was the one that was like got her all those names and stuff like that, or felt like she was being taken advantage of. Like, I agree that Karen is the show's like older, lady, the grand dame, whatever you want to call it. But as far as when these women say they met each other, Charisse is the nucleus of it. They wouldn't know these people or that person if it wasn't for Charisse. So that's why I say she's the grand dame.
Charisse is the connect.
She said, "What now?" Yo, it's giving low budget. What?
It is.
Oh.
I don't know.
Y'all too daddy. I don't know why why is it going out like that?
I have no idea.
I can hear you. I think when you move, maybe it's going out. I'm not sure. But when you sit still, we hear you. Yeah. Sound check.
Hello.
Okay, there we go. We got all right.
Then it'd be like a motherfucking mannequin over there.
All right, let's move on because we're gonna move past these three scenes unless y'all want to talk about it. Karen is getting work done. There is a scene later where she talks to Ray about getting work done, and he's so against it. But we all know Karen has had other work done. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know why. Maybe he don't want to touch her body, but I mean, I guess he had no problem with her face because she definitely got some stuff done on that.
He definitely got refreshed.
Candiace and her sisters talking about her baby journey, and IVF, and she wants to have a child at the end of this year, but she also wants to freeze her additional eggs so she can have another child.
That makes sense.
Later in time. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then Ashley is meeting with her friend Deborah, a little baby play date, and she talks a lot about about Michael. So Michael still lives there. They're sleeping in separate rooms. And they talk about like whether or not she thinks that he will move on fast or kind of get a new girl. She says she thinks he will, but she doesn't know if she can or will or won't or whatever. And so she talks about her TikTok journey, and I call her TikTok Ashley or Ashley Cat, whatever you want to call her, Doja Darby, whatever you want to call her. On TikTok, right? So this scene right here was very interesting. So Giselle and Robyn, I've seen people on Twitter, living for Robyn. And that's great. I think people should live for Robyn. But I'm just not so quick to be like, oh Robyn, because no, we've seen Robyn, at least since the second maybe season, she has been all up on Giselle's ass. So it's interesting to see her go against her. But hey, I'll take it, right? So in this scene right here, Giselle and Robyn, they sit down and Robyn confronts Giselle about something that we actually didn't see. Did we miss it? Because I don't think they showed it.
Yeah, they didn't show it. They did the flashback on it, yeah.
Okay, so the flashback shows Giselle.
Last week.
They showed it.
They showed that?
They showed it. My best friend asked us why we didn't talk about it.
I must have missed it.
They showed it when she was talking to her and Ashley at the Mexican restaurant.
And they all was like, Ashley was like
yeah, I remember the conversation, but I don't remember that part, that one little bit of, she's renting, her name is on the house. I didn't see that.
Yeah, they showed it.
Okay. But in this moment, she confronts her about what she said, and she just is like, Giselle is like, I'm sorry, but I was only saying it because it was in there. And so she was like, how would you feel if I told your information, your details? I'm like, okay, Robyn. All right, child. And so I said, is this the beginning of the end of the Green Eye Bandit? Because I've always said they're going to have their day. As long as the show goes on, they're going to have their day where they are having a beef. Yeah. I don't think they as best as they say they are. We'll see. But, Robyn also talks about Giselle's delivery of the whole thing to Mia. And Giselle sends like a message or an apology, I think, to Mia in that moment, right? Yeah. Telling her that she's sorry for her delivery, very passive aggressive, if you ask me. And so then Robyn talks about what Ashley told her about Chris and the hotel and the DM. And it shows, Robyn saying last week she didn't really believe that it was something like that. She kind of was giving the benefit of the doubt. And Giselle says that, he definitely slid in her DM because she had a situation of her own, in the past or whatever. And so they show Ashley saying that it's off, that a man would reach out to her in the middle of the night. I thought that was weird because her man has done it. It's crazy that she thinks that's so off. But when it was said that he touched somebody's booty, that wasn't off to her. It seems
that's why she thinks it's off.
You said what?
That's why she thinks it's off, because she recognized it.
Oh, boy, you're right. And yes, Nisha Robyn is listening to the viewers. So I ask y'all, Gizelle kind of goes into the whole thing that happened at the reunion, says that he waited for her to be alone, knowing that she did not have glam there. We talked about this a couple of months ago in our little reveal of what was going on this season. And she says that she doesn't want to be in any situation. She felt uncomfortable and she doesn't want to be alone with anybody's husband. And definitely said that he is a sneaky link. Now, Robyn is going against this. Robyn is just like, no, but Giselle is like, yeah, he's a sneaky link. Yeah, he tried me. Yeah, he wanted my raccoon hair. She says all this. So, on this whole moment, I will say I applaud Robyn for trying, but I do feel like she's listening to the viewers. I do feel like she's trying to give us a little bit of having a backbone to Giselle because that's what we've been saying for the last few seasons. So, Danny, go first.
I think she is listening to the viewers, but I definitely do think that that's how Robyn feels. I truly believe Robyn don't think that Chris did that. I will say that while I applaud Ashley later on for going to Candiace, I do believe that Ashley was disappointed that it wasn't more than what it was.
Uh-huh.
I do believe that Ashley was disappointed. She's like, damn, now I got to do something else for a storyline. Like, because that would have been her feuding with Candiace the whole season.
You know what? Really quickly, I disagree with that just because when we get to that part, I feel like Ashley was a bit shook talking to Candiace. I feel like she was kind of like, oh, like I gotta talk to this girl. Like not scared because she's not scared of her, but I felt like she was more relieved. Actually, I think it would have helped storyline wise, but I feel like she was relieved because she gets tired again. I mean, they go back and forth, but Candiace be dragging her ass. Let's just be honest.
Candiace do be getting the filthy milkmaid. I'm not gonna lie.
She be getting her ass.
But what I will say, Ashley's a good opponent to me back because she don't back down to Candiace either. So I appreciate that.
I can throw my thing up too.
Giselle and Robyn. I'm interested in Giselle and Robyn because Giselle and Robyn ain't gonna be able to stand up to Candiace properly. Candiace gonna tear their ass up.
Yeah. Jazz.
I felt who the fuck does Giselle really think she is? No,
okay.
I keep saying this though, but who the fuck does she think she is? Like, I'm not, of course Giselle's a beautiful woman, but it's just like she has to just be for real. Like, I just feel like that was just over the top, like just adding on to whatever ass she had going on. I think I agree with Danny with that. They both looking for some shit to do.
She wanted a Me Too moment.
She did. She really did, and she was mad on low key that Robyn going along with her with that shit. One thing I have noticed about Robyn when it comes to like just over the years, when it comes to like stuff like that, Robyn will say her piece about the shit. But she doesn't have no strength behind it. She ain't stern with with whatever she's saying. She just like, well, I don't know. Like when Giselle had walked into her viewing of that apartment that she had flipped, right? So
not her bullshit ass apartment.
Her bullshit ass apartment that she done flipped and had people there trying to invest in. But Giselle done come in there start with Monique. And she had to go back and tell Giselle how she felt about it. I like that, but it still didn't have no oomph behind it. Like, I appreciated Robyn standing up to Giselle about certain this stuff, like, or not even standing up, but having a voice to disagree with her. Even, and I know we haven't talked about it yet, just a quick moment about it. Like, even when Giselle wanted to talk to Candiace, you could just tell Robyn was like, we finna do this shit. Like, she was blinking like, okay. And she walked off slow as hell. I just feel like Robyn, even regardless if she's looking at the damn, because we've been saying it for years, so I don't know why she's looking at the shit now. But if she's looking at the comments and doing all that stuff now, good for her. But in the grand scheme of it, though, I think that she's always been like that. So,
I think when the conversation initially started and she asked Giselle about, mentioning, whose name the house is in. To me, it didn't have any oomph behind it, but it almost kind of gave to me I'm putting you on notice. When she said, you wouldn't want me to tell none of your business, would you? And Giselle was like, oh, no. To me, that was kind of like okay, bitch, tread lightly now, because I got some shit in the vault on you, too. Also, with that whole situation where Giselle was telling Robyn about Chris, Giselle was being very smart in what she said, because she was like, I mean, I felt uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say that Chris tried anything or anything like that. It kind of goes back to the whole thing with her bringing the stuff up about Eddie and her saying that Chris wasn't Monique's baby daddy. It was like she was trying to say her piece or kind of put something out there, but she still kind of wanted to keep her hands as clean as possible. Like, well, I didn't say that he tried to touch me, or I didn't say X, Y, and Z. What I did not like is when she got to the point of where she said, I really don't even remember what he said, but by the end of the scene, she's like, oh, well, he's in there complaining to me about his wife, and maybe he thought, I would have been, like, oh, well, let me make you feel better or something like that. To me, that's when she
Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
To me, that's when she really kind of started to reach and lose control of her narrative that she was trying to put out there by saying, I personally felt uncomfortable with just being in a room with him alone. And then they tried to paint the picture like, oh, he was drunk. And
that's what I was going to say. See, that's what I was going to say. I feel like, I don't think Robyn intentionally meant to give her the ammo, but she kind of gave her more ammo by saying that, because it already looked like he was just so drunk so much last season. He's already painted to be like overly drinking. And so when she said that, I think she was trying to help him out. But
I think Robyn even said he was drinking, I think. And Gizelle was like, oh, he was drunk.
Drunk off his ass is what I'm trying to say. But
Giselle, I have remembered what he said if she didn't wait 19 months to say she was uncomfortable.
Not a baby.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but do y'all think that she would have even said any of this had Ashley not said what she said? Because it seemed like she waited for, oh, you too, girl, me too. Chris is out here just wilding out. We got to tell Candiace.
Why you open the door? You invited him in your dressing room once you open the door.
Girl, he probably was coming in that damn dressing room to tell you you need to get your glam together because you
right.
And he probably was trying to be like, listen, Giselle, you tacky as hell. And I know I'm a man, but I need you to know that you tacky. And you need to get it together. That's why he came up in your dressing room to get your glam together.
And then the whole thing with her saying Cal and his raggedy ass with his motherfucking wigs he doing on her that's sitting 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches off the top of her motherfucking head. Gonna say, oh yeah, it was.
Well, he probably didn't come in there. I mean, this way he came. He didn't want to go in there because he didn't want to go when Cal was there because he didn't want to hurt Cal's feelings in person. To say that you can't dress her. He probably was like, listen, I want to tell you can't dress, and he ain't helping. So I didn't want. He want to do it. He want to make a big scene. Chris was trying to help him.
Remember to fucking braid that shit down to the scalp. You can remember somebody saying bye.
Them motherfucking wigs, you can't even see no scalp hair.
Damn skunk hair. I ain't never seen that type of thing.
Ashley asked her, was that shit down? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, bitch.
You can even see no fake part in it.
I'm sorry. We had a super chat I wanted to mention from James. Are we talking about it? James Potts the third says, is the formula, this is the formula. Giselle and Ashley always meet to some mess, or I guess to some mess at some start of the season and let it play out. Them helpers ain't slick. Very true. I do feel like they are probably the main ones. Who are like, what are we gonna talk about this season? Giselle is an overkill. She's an overkill, and I mean, this is season 7. At some point, do you think that she will get to the point to where the fans are release Serena, like to where they're like, boo?
Oh yeah,
I feel like it.
Because I mean, me too. But people still do appreciate her. But I'm starting to understand why. Why?
But she doesn't have her own story. Her story is going in there and shaking shit up, and that's cool. Yeah. But in the grand scheme of it, if you don't have nobody but looking at them kids with the ponytails every day, if you don't have nothing but Grace driving into a goddamn cone or hitting somebody's car or anything like that, or we tired of seeing Jamal in that little ass piece of shit car that has that Gucci thing around it, I'm sick of it.
or the renovation or that house.
Somebody needs to.
This is why I can't stand Giselle, because when you get into her shit, she shuts down. She don't give you nothing. It's nothing to talk about. It's none of your business, and that's not fair. That's why people are like, "Oh, Giselle is so great for TV." No, she's not. She may stir up mess. Yes, she does all of that. But when it comes to her, she can't sit in it. She can't even argue back. She just shuts down and just tries to be all like, no. Where's the same energy you had when you was going after this person? And the things that she tries to go for people for are so wrecked up in her own life, like relationships and marriage. Why are you going to anybody?
Didn't even do it. And that's why I can't compare her with, like, people have compared her with Kenya Moore. Yes, Kenya stirs up shit amongst the group, but Kenya also gives something from her personal life as well. We don't really be knowing what the fuck Gizelle got going on, other than when she had brought Jamal back. And even then, we were still kind of in the dark and didn't have details on it. So
James said, I would hate to be read by Jasmine.
I mean, if I don't eat for a minute, I will get angry. But I'm just saying, like, Giselle is really very.
Wait a minute, huh?
I'm just saying, it's usually because I don't eat before I do the show.
So you hangry?
I was gonna say, since you hungry.
I didn't know that. See, that last time they was blaming it on your what was it the braids? But see, it's not the braids. It was because you haven't eaten.
It's because I don't. Yeah. So I mean, this is who I am. But at the grand scheme of Giselle's neck, Giselle's wig, Giselle's keys, Giselle's house, there's a lot of things that she could pull from. She just don't want to. So
yeah.
But you know what?
I really can't believe she's still using Cal to do her hair.
Child.
That's ridiculous.
I cannot
believe it. She needs Cal. I
do agree with this comment.
Oh no. Right, Giselle, can you go back? Which one? This one right here from Brian? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I will say, in addition to, I do think that this show, I think it would be kind of a flop without her, just because she knows how to get those girls riled up. There were other girls I don't think she would be able to do like that, but she somehow is able to get them to, not together, but get them going. You know what I'm saying? And whatever. Because
they cuss her out and she just be like, okay. Like Mia cussed her ass out and she was just like, okay, let me send her this text and be like, like Giselle really is disconnected. She knows she's there to do a job, so she's really disconnected from having those like, oh my God, you hurt my feelings so bad. She just be like, okay, me.
And Rob tried to tell her to apologize, and she ignored that. She said my delivery was off.
She can never say sorry for nothing. The hair,
even though she's sorry.
The house.
So we can talk about this, I guess, briefly. This was a little weird. I mean, not really weird, but Mia, Gordon, and Jacqueline meet up together or whatever. And she says that Jacqueline is like his other wife. And Jacqueline brings up that Karen so that first comment, his other wife. If you saw the post that Mia posted last week, she said, I don't know the exact wording, but she was like, she likes women's husbands or something like that. Right. So I was kind of confused when I saw her playfully saying it in this moment and then making a comment like that on Mad Day. Did y'all catch that comment? I can't. I tried to find it.
But what even struck? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, she also said last episode that if she was to die, that's what she wants to marry Gordon.
Yeah. But to see a comment later on Mad Day that it's like Mia girl child.
Wait, did you see in her confessional though during that scene when she was like, no, they don't. He's like she's like his other wife, but they don't like do it. Yeah. And then she said, well, something to the effect of like she doesn't do it with Gordon. So I took that as like Mia and Jacqueline being there.
Could be.
I'm about to throw it up. Yes. Anyway, so Jacqueline brings up that she feels she called it CYI cover. What is it cover?
CYA.
What is it called?
CYA.
Cover your ass. And saying that same thing we said, that Karen kind of like was, basically playing the middle and, while trying to remain neutral. And I'm glad that Jacqueline said that. Just because it is kind of true. I do feel like Karen did play a neutral spot, but it was kind of fake. And so in response, Mia says that Karen sent her a text message. She reads a text message saying that basically giving her a heads up the day of or day before. On the way. And so she felt like Karen should have gave her a heads up, had ample time to give that. But I feel like Karen kind of already did give her a heads up when she had her at the party. I mean, that would be enough for me. I would have a look. I don't know. What's y'all thoughts? Tony, I'll go first.
So with the text was prior to the spring forward party, right? Karen sentenced her on the way to the party, right?
Yeah.
I think it was, Karen was trying to cover her ass just a little bit because she was involved in that conversation about, she didn't necessarily say what Gizelle said she said, but she did. She was like, well, the way she put it out there was different. So it was a little bit of some CYA within that, trying to kind of give me a heads up about it as well. So if anything does come back, it's like, well, no, I gave you a heads up to say that the girls had questions about how you handled that whole social media situation.
Okay. Jazz.
I don't think Karen. I think Karen did what she was supposed to do, because at the end of the day, she went to she went to Mia's house when she had the little family get together, and she told her that shit beforehand. She texted her again. That's why I thought I was kind of confused why she even
Text her again.
Text her again, right, Danny? Because I felt like she had told her when she was at the house. So
because she knew she was in it. She had said some shit too.
You think that she was, with the way everybody was talking about it, she was like, okay, let me go ahead and double down on this shit.
Right.
Okay. Well, you don't feel like that. I feel like Karen is always going to ride for Mia, though. Like, not always, but I feel like she was being a okay friend to her. I mean, in the instance of it being reality TV and they doing the shit on purpose, they're stirring up the pot. I feel like Karen's little message was like I would have been okay with it. I wouldn't have been like, bitch, come on, hoe, whatever. So yeah.
The thing is, I feel like Karen should have did what she did at Mia's house and left it alone, because Karen didn't really need no CYA. She really didn't say nothing wrong.
Yeah.
All she said was, it's weird, but let's hear her out. There's nothing wrong with that statement at all.
Yeah.
Karen
she was there during the conversation. Like y'all said, when she had the family get together, I felt like we said it last week ourselves. She was kind of giving her heads up without saying, girl, they don't believe you. She was just like, there are some naysayers. She said there were naysayers. And so, I mean, it looks like it helped, Well, I thought that's why, because Mia kind of came into the party already as if like, on ready. But I think obviously this text message must have been what really made her be on ready. And so
but maybe Karen knows that Mia don't have a good memory, because why you got to tell her twice? Because Mia obviously already, when she's sitting down with Jacqueline and Gordon, Mia completely thought that Karen already told her this a while ago. Mia's acting like that's her first time hearing it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the production, I don't know, but
this comment kind of makes. I mean,
I think she did it again. I think she did it because they probably brought it up again at the party before Mia got there.
I can see that.
Maybe. Okay.
Well, fuck your ugly ass, because at the end of the day, you are anybody that's even trying to help you out in general. You should be trying to do all that shit. Best for the night. That just showed me. We've been friends since we were 15 years old. 15, and you're almost 40, bitch, and you will cut a bitch like that off whatever that is, that whatever we ain't seen ain't deep enough. So fuck me.
She said that deep enough. Okay,
it is possible that Karen said more than what was edited into it too.
That's true.
True. But but that's probably what Mia gonna say. It's more that y'all didn't see.
Right, just like the doctors.
That's what they always say.
All right, we want to talk about the Ashley and Candiace sit down. We kind of talked about it earlier. I felt like she was relieved. I felt like she was a little shook talking to her. Just for those that obviously are watching this video, Ashley and Candiace sit down. And I put, isn't it very funny? Isn't it a coincidence? I ask you. Every time they get to an okay place, Ashley is giving her some bad news. They happened the last time right before the Monique situation. They showed the clip at the little lingerie thing, and then here we are now. They're getting okay. And Ashley always got to deliver some bad news. But I'm glad that she did it, one-on-one. I was like, okay, this is growth. So that's why I feel like it was a bit more authentic. Now, Ashley, the way she delivered it to her, she said that the message came at 2:40 in the morning from someone else's husband. It was a DM. She says that it doesn't matter whether he was responding to my story or whether he was just sending me a flat out DM, on his own. She felt like it was a bit weird. And so when she delivered it to Candiace, she was like, okay, so what are you saying? Like, she was like, so you think that he was trying to, and then she was like, yeah, it was 2-4 in the morning. And so Candiace is like, he works at this hotel. He's trying to rebrand the hotel. You know, he was just trying to get more of y'all to come out. And so any thoughts on this? She said that she's giving Ashley the benefit of the doubt this time, and they're going to move forward. Any thoughts?
I do think that Ashley, not knowing that he worked there, I do think it could be uncomfortable. If she didn't know that he worked there, I think it is an uncomfortable thing. And you do want to tell the lady, hey, your husband, you cleared it up. This is what it is. But I came to you so that you don't later on. We already got issues. Ashley was right. You go through his phone and then see it. Why you ain't tell me he was DMing you at 3 in the morning? So I get it.
Ashley ass was like, I thought he thought my homegirl was cute. And if you look at the homegirl, she is like, darker skin and stuff like that. It's supposedly, I guess it's kind of what that's Chris' thing.
Antonio, I felt like she knew Candiace was gonna say, "Bitch, you think he was looking at you?" And she was like, "No, I thought it was my homegirl." I do understand Ashley's point, not knowing that he worked there, but I mean, Chris at this point is trying to get. Like the housewives are a big thing in any city that you go to. So within DC, it's like, all these housewives go and this is where they visit. This is kind of like the new spot to go to. So it can drive a business. So I do understand why he DM'd her. Yes, this comment was so true, Brooke, from Brooke. Candiace was so mature. I was proud of her and how she handled it. I really was.
One wrong word from Ashley, though, and it was going to be a mess.
You know what? Ashley, big head ass got a lot of motherfucking nerves. That's what I'm gonna tell you this right here.
Baby, that square up there is popping. Go ahead.
We could have put Jasmine ass on break. She got to go eat a peanut butter.
We got Jasmine. Last week they already said put Jasmine on pause, so she's gonna be out there with the window.
I am just letting y'all know. It's just be in my slum. I cannot hold this anymore because Jasmine has not Jasmine. Candiace. Not Candiace. Ashley, I'm delirious. Ashley has a lot of fucking nerve, even suggesting something and then having like I was shaking, I was sweating, I was crying, I didn't know what to do. Like it is just I just cannot believe how much she gets away with. How much people, even her, all of them get away with the shit that they do. Like your husband has offered to suck Juan's dingling. He has grabbed 2 productions asses and then had your friend erase the evidence. And so you will speak on her to the court law. But anyway, all I'm saying is Ashley just has a lot of nerve. I do not understand what that was. I guess it would be inappropriate if you haven't been around this man for how many seasons is this? 7, whatever season this is.
It's 5 seasons because Candiace came season 3. So yeah.
Okay, so 5. You've been around that man for 5 years. Robyn said he does it all the time. If you felt like that, it should have been said because this is not the first time. So this should have been said way before this. So it's just like whatever. Ashley has said it. Has done it multiple times where like even when she was referencing G, well, my husband hasn't done anything like that. He doesn't do that. Like, bitch, cut it out. I cannot stand Ashley and I can't stand her entitlement. She's a white woman. That's it.
I will say, I bet you Chris don't do it no more. I'm sure Candiace couldn't.
Yeah, and I was very proud of Candiace, but at the same breath, bitch, cause a scene.
But the thing is, now moving forward, if he changes how he deals with them, how he talks to them, then that's on them because they've made him turn that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think it's pretty difficult to come back from that when you've been accused of these things. It's like, okay, at this point, I'm not gonna be friend. I'm gonna keep it very surface level with you. Hey, you are my wife's friend. Hi. Or what the man say, what's up? I don't know what the man say. I ain't know. What they say, what's up, dog?
But you can't even be
friends. I don't think you don't hear with no what's up, dog, though.
Chris got to tell me some what's up, dog.
Oh my god! But didn't I see in one of the scenes also? I'm sorry, kind of going back where Giselle and Chris like seen each other and they like hug and spoke and everything. Yeah. Or no? Okay, so she wasn't that damn uncomfortable. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a reach. Uncomfortable. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, no. And just like Candiace said, my husband would, put a coat down for you guys. I think he does.
I do believe that.
He loves Giselle despite all the shit. He even was nice to Ashley last season in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like he is very nice to all of the women, despite his wife being into it with whoever. You know
I
what I'm
feel
saying?
like
So
he also does it trying to build their relationships with his wife. I think he tries to be that bridge to try to get them all to get along.
yeah.
Shit. Even when Monique and Candiace had this situation, I don't even remember Chris speaking ill of Monique.
Never.
He did, and that's what I'm saying. He don't get into women's business. He's actually a nice person. I've met Chris. He's nice. Like I don't
He
believe
don't need to
in
be nice no more, and then he doesn't need to be mean either. But he definitely needs to make a boundary with
Nonchalant.
the bitches. He can be
All right,
nice.
Nisha said, just look at the ground. Don't even speak. Yeah, just do this.
Yeah.
No, bitches in the ass. Let them know what they did. No, Giselle and Ash. I would think more Giselle than Ashley because Ashley's one. She's a white woman. She think everybody a woman. But in the grand scheme of Giselle is more wrong than Ashley to me because at least she came to her and just like the Wendy thing. After you don't talk to everybody about it and got everybody's opinion, I don't want to talk to you sideways onto the side like Giselle.
Okay.
And Giselle threw a lot more hard rhetoric about Chris too out there.
Listen, I get it. I'm very much so, like my homeboy, Sammy, my man. So I get it. You just can't be too friendly these days because you got hoes like Giselle out here that's clearly putting allegations out.
All of your men a sneaky link.
Right, a sneaky link, literally a whole sneaky link. Like this man that put on some sweatpants and is going over to
That's what when she said that. I was like, girl,
are you kidding me?
Link. And I'm like, maybe she didn't know what the meaning of that is because
She
don't know what it means.
Sing.
If I'm Chris, whenever Giselle said hi to me, I say, please don't speak without my wife around. That's how I would address her every time.
Only thing sneaking and linking is that damn skunk wig when she put it on the damn nightstand before she go to bed.
I figured out. I think Giselle's wigs also be always sitting here because when she be in that Mini Cooper, her head be hitting the roof while she drives.
She be pushing it back.
Everybody go watch that scene when Ashley asked, "Is it on straight?" And she said yes to Beyonce, and I thought that she was about to skyrocket off her fucking head. No,
wait, let's get into that scene. We gotta get to this part, this dance class, so we can move on with it. So at the actual dance class, at the actual dance class, Ashley has put together this dance class in heels, and all the girls are gonna go there. I think that's a cute activity, cool. Karen's not coming. Because she has a fever. Robyn thinks it's because she may have gotten wind that Charisse is coming. I don't necessarily know if that's the case. But the first thing that happens is Ashley Ashley addresses Giselle about her being accusatory for not believing that she was getting a divorce and questioning why she was getting a home with her still separated, still married, divorced. I don't know. Ass grabbing husband. That's what she wanted to know. And so Giselle says she does not play about divorce. She said divorce is serious and she don't play about it. And so you do not get a house with a man. You are divorced. And Giselle has become the divorce goddess, expert. And when it comes to divorce, we're going to all go to Giselle because she is the person that makes all of the rules, right? And so Ashley, this is what took me a little bit. Ashley says she's naming all these things that they're not getting a divorce for. She says to her, like, you and Jamal got married. She's like, yeah, 15 minutes later. She's like, me and Michael, we're not getting divorces. He's cheating on me. And then Giselle said, he's not cheating on you. And then she said, not lately. And I fell out.
That was funny as hell, though.
Holler. She said, not lately. I'm like, that is embarrassing. That's sad.
I mean, at least she kind of stood in her truth, though. I mean,
she did. And Charisse is like, well, she said, well, listen, if he wants to buy her a house while still getting divorced, she's out here for it. And that's where it ends. Any thoughts on this exchange between Ashley and Giselle?
So I hate that I'm going to say this, but if I was Giselle, I'd be asking the same questions. While it don't make sense to me, I would have asked questions, but I would have left it alone after a while. I'm not going to question you every time I see you. This is literally my 5th time questioning you. Like, it's crazy at this point. We do got to take into account every situation is different.
Yeah.
It's seeming to be like an amicable divorce, and he wants to give her something for her kids, for their kids. So I mean, I don't know.
I think Michael trying to do whatever he can because he don't really want them financial lawyers to start digging into his motherfucking money and what he got because Ashley gonna be the motherfucking grand dame then, money wise. You know what I'm saying? So So I kind of wish they would go a little bit harder on Gizelle sometimes when she be like questioning them, because she didn't want to answer no motherfucking questions about Jamal. So don't be questioning me about what it is that I got going on. And I do like that Ashley kind of threw a little bit of shade in there, like, he ain't had no babies on me, and shit like that. So I did like that. But like I said, Gizelle be so disconnected, from her feelings when she be going into them scenes. She probably wouldn't have gave a fuck no way. So she is very like, I'm just here to do a job. What y'all doing? I don't believe it, and cuss me out, and then we'll be cool again in a couple of days. So
they might be trying to blow up. Ashley might have a plan in trying to get this house, and she just can't really be honest about it on TV.
Right.
Well, it seemed like she kind of did though when she was like, "We kind of gotta connect," and I was like, "Girl, don't end up like motherfucking Teresa Giudice now, lying on motherfucking loan documents and shit, trying to get a big ass house."
Well, I was going to say that then, like, I was going to say more so, I think that Ashley's just lying. I think that she knows exactly what she's going to be doing. You might disagree, she's slow as hell, whatever. I think that she's actively lying to her friends. She might not have the answers for real, but I think she's actively lying to Giselle and everybody else, just to keep them out of her business for real. Because one thing I will say about Ashley, she don't tell all the truth. You know what I'm saying? She kind of holds things back that benefit her, or she gives out what she wants him to know. So I think that she kind of done said too much, you know what I'm saying? And Giselle's grasping on every word that's coming out of her mouth and questioning every single thing. So I'm glad that Ashley was like, girl, but did he have a baby though? I mean 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So both of the men are trash. So it's just like a trash.
Right. They're arguing, they're battling who has the trashier husband, ex-husband, divorce, whatever. It's just like,
yeah.
And they both
Cassie, well, they do have a prenup, but I think it's null and void now, and they got a couple of kids, so I think Ashley will be good.
Well, no, Ashley said, I Watched What Happens Live, that there's language in there that affects her after the prenup expires.
Oh, it is? Okay. Well, because initially she said the prenup was for 5 years. And they made it to 8.
Do you really think that Ashley was going to come from nothing, literally nothing but an eye patch, and then get out of it, a marriage would come out with nothing? No. She made sure some was in there. Because, I mean, she probably thought he was going to go on to glory rather than get divorced. I mean, she probably thought that would be first, but I guess the divorce.
Well, he always looked one step away.
And then Charisse, I forgot. Charisse slid her walrus looking ass in there with them ugly ass white Versace mules.
Charisse
Stuffed on her damn feet in this ugly ass Versace outfit. I hate when people put on designer and think like she probably really think in her mind like, oh, it's designer. I'm like giving them fashion. No,
it was too much. It was too much.
So, them shoes was so ugly and they looked like they was like a size 14. They're like Contessa could wear them. So
well, how Contessa get it in? This ain't even her show.
Well, y'all know Jasmine always be talking about Contessa feet. Yeah.
Contessa, very bad.
I'm weak. Yeah, she did look very uncomfortable. I do think Charisse definitely got her wardrobe. So she tried to put together, okay, I'm actually going to be on camera wardrobe. But, Charisse,
the thing about Charisse, I think that she has gained weight. She has gained weight. Okay, just to say it out loud.
It is, to me, it's not the weight. It's just she has to know what works for her, and she does look uncomfortable.
And she definitely looks uncomfortable sliding in there with them damn mules.
You know, the sound was like this. And she walking in. They probably like, hey, Charisse, she was. You know how the bottom of the heel sound when it's scrubbing the ground.
And I don't think the weight looks bad on Charisse. I think she's making bad choices in clothes.
Yeah. Yes.
She got a boob job to gain weight and then her clothes fit.
Oh. And yes to everything y'all say. Yes. I agree. Okay. Well, we're not gonna go on much on Charisse. We're gonna see a lot of her this season. Okay, maybe she'll get the fashion together. But the last piece of this episode is where it ends, and Candiace, Mia, and Wendy arrive. They start the dance class. Charisse was sweating her ass off, baby. She was trying to get when they put their leg up and she was trying to get it up there. And
that
it was
leg
like,
went like
it stopped like right.
It was Charisse's leg was like.
It was an acute angle. It did not become up here. It was like right here. It stopped at 9 o'clock. It
was right there.
It was 90 degrees.
Yes, it didn't go up there. But hey, Mia's leg went up there. Perfector. Mia did good.
Hey, one thing right quick. I'm sorry, y'all. When Mia walked in, did y'all see them shady ass production people zoomed in on her damn feet?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mia.
Honestly, I didn't really look at it because Mia actually was the only one that looked like she was doing the right.
No, this was when she first walked in, getting ready to dance.
Oh, I ain't even see.
Oh.
I ain't even see. I didn't see.
Size 14 shoe.
Oh God! Open door to production.
Yeah, Mia did eat that, but Mia used to be a stripper in a club that sold steak and lobster.
Yeah, when they wore ball gowns.
Yeah, so Mia definitely know how to throw her legs back now.
So tell you, Charisse had on Mia shoes.
I forgot that Mia used to work at a gentleman's club that served steak and lobster in a ball gown.
Okay.
Got about there. Come on, bring it on back, Chad. Bring it back.
Yeah.
All right, so let's close this part real quick. So Giselle sits Candiace down, and she says that her husband put her in an uncomfortable situation. Says that he knew when her stylist would not be there at the reunion. And she says that he didn't do anything, but she would never want to be alone with a man. And she says that Kyle, the stylist that she needs to fire, says that he didn't like it. And he also felt like he used that opportunity that while he was gone to be alone with Giselle. Mm-hmm. And so Candiace, she makes her spiel and she says like, this person would put his jacket down for you guys and from a puddle, but basically like he looks at y'all like it's like maybe even like little sisters or whatever. And so she does turn to the camera and she says, "This what we doing? This is reported by us. This exact thing's reported." Shout out to Kim Pyre for shouting us out for that. We talked about it in April, and she walks off. Eric, if you don't know, is one of the executive producers on the show, and she says, "We're not going to have my husband be the person that Ashley's husband is. If you want a man, ass grabbing, whatever, feel uncomfortable, you can call Michael Darby for that." And that's how the episode ends. So, any thoughts on this? Because it's probably going to be a continuation.
Candiace was on point.
It was to be continued.
Yeah, it was to be continued. Correct.
I was cheering on Candiace. I think Candiace handled Giselle well. She left her there looking stupid. Giselle wanted her back and forth. Candiace didn't give her that. Candiace went straight to production.
Yeah.
And I applauded that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're doing things to provoke her and get a reaction out of her that they are, I guess, going to assume that they're used to or whatever. But in the grand scheme of it, that goes to show what we were talking about, like, their relationship when it comes to, I think their Candiace really goes hard for her husband. And I think that we get a bad angle on it to what the production likes to show. But I think that she's getting genuinely hurt by people playing on her husband's name. I just read like they're taking advantage of Chris's kindness because he has cooked for them. He does serve them drink. And they walk in the house, he ain't got shit cut up. He'll cut up a damn fruit for their ass.
Yeah.
Always there to try to bring Candiace back to reality when she spazzes out. So I definitely feel like that really did genuinely hurt Candiace's feelings because she done been through a lot of shit and she ain't never broke the fifth wall, fourth wall, third wall, whatever the hell.
She has before. She has.
Well, I mean, it just hasn't been as blatant to me. Like she cut that shit off from the thing and left, like you said, and left Giselle looking stupid with those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Giselle was, she was just like, 100%. No, girl, stop it.
Giselle.
Because Giselle at that moment felt like she needed to now really drive this narrative home. Like now I gotta really stand in this and try and make this scene be something good and explosive. And Candiace was like, you know what? She grabbed a Christian Dior bag with her jacket in it.
Giselle with their lumpy thighs on that mat and just kept moving, honey.
Right, but I'm gonna go back to what Danny had said about it being a Me Too movie. Or was it Antonio? Was it you, Danny? A Me Too moment. Because when Giselle was sitting, he was like, "I know that's your husband, but you can't tell me how that made me feel." Like that shit just blew my fucking mind because just like Giselle,
Get it
So
down.
everybody husband
Get it
get a
out.
turn with Giselle.
Take a breather.
Jasmine, relax.
I am
Relax.
The bread.
I'm looking at right now, y'all. No. It's okay. I need to breathe.
Okay.
We need a piece of bread. Candiace.
Somebody give Jazz a piece of bread. Okay. Well, we're about to have our callers come on. Anybody have any other thoughts on this part before we give a floor to our callers today? I did put the link in the chat too. But
I hope Candiace I'm not gonna say mentally prepared for this, but I hope that she can. I want her to really go in on Giselle, but I want her to still, I want her to go too far left and and start bringing up shit that ain't really got nothing to do with it. But I want her to like stand in, and I want her to read the fuck out of Giselle, because Giselle has had the opportunity to really come at a lot of husbands and marriages on the show, and how Wendy tried to really get her together, but it wouldn't. It landed, but it didn't. It kind of hit like the side. It didn't hit the target. I want Candiace to hit
it was kind of, because what Wendy touched on, Monique had already did that. It was kind of like she was doing the same thing, to be honest. So that's why I was like,
Also, when when Wendy reads, she's trying to perform for the cameras too. When Candiace tear you up, she forget the camera's there, and she just gonna go at Giselle's ponytails.
Like when she started cussing Michael Darby ass out. Michael was like, "How I get in it?"
I really think what I think is going to happen this season. I feel like Candiace is definitely gonna go in on Giselle, and probably everything she goes in is gonna have nothing to do with Jamal. And I think it's gonna just be reads on reads in terms of like
that's
her house and maybe other stuff. I don't think she gonna dig up, anything, because I don't think it's much out there that we don't already know from Giselle. You just gotta just read Giselle and go from there. So I don't know.
Giselle's an easy target.
She really is.
She's so easy. That's why I don't understand why nobody be just ripping her by them damn highlights. Oh my god!
All right, we gotta get our callers on because we got 4 in the queue, and so our first caller is going to be Brooke. What's going on, Brooke? It's been a long time since I have seen you call in. How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I've been hanging out with Chase on Married to Medicine.
I be seeing you over there. I said,
No, I'm sorry.
Giselle disappointed me so much in this episode. I knew this was coming because they had talked about everything. But when you see it happen, like you hear her talking about it, you just realize how much she is reaching. Because I don't know that before I knew what the claim she was going to make about Chris. But it's so dumb that it just makes me like, and I've always kind of like gone up for her and her tackiness and all this other thing. And this to me is it's a new low. And I think what she's doing is way worse, because Ashley, I understand, because I was like talking to my friend and her boyfriend texted me. And the first thing I was about to do was like, hey, why this man texting me? Luckily I didn't, because he was arranging her surprise proposal. But that was my automatic thought, was to be like, oh, your man texted me. I need you to know that he texted me. Like that's so I think Ashley was 100% right in doing that. I didn't like the way that she delivered it, because she was also in her delivery trying to make it something that she was not. She should have just been like, hey, LOL, Chris hit me up to go to the W. And then Ashley would have said, hey, he works there. This is what he's trying to do. You should have went through. But she, because of who her husband is, she think everybody's husband like that, is what I think. And what I liked about how Candiace reacted is that you can tell that Chris has given her no reason to not trust him in this manner. I don't know what else going on in a relationship, but like as it pertains to like being like talking to these other women, it doesn't seem like she has any reason to believe it. And I think that's probably why she would handle it so maturely, because she's just not insecure about that. Like she would, like somebody's talking about her mama and she gonna go up because she got some real issues with her mama, but she don't seem to have any issues with Chris as it pertains to this. So I thought it was good. And I appreciate her. Like, I appreciate them leaving in when she broke the fourth wall and was looking at production and was like, really? Because I'm sure like that was such a real moment. It didn't feel fake or anything. It just felt like, for real, someone's pulling some bullshit. You're gonna be like, is this what we're doing? So I mean, I'm interested to see how it goes. I can tell from the internet Candiace still don't fuck with Giselle, and I don't blame her. And if I was her, I would never mess with her again in my life. Like it would be like, I have nothing for you, and I'd drag her every time I saw her.
Yes, God.
I agree.
I co-sign everything.
I completely agree. I ain't no coming back from that. Not you saying my man wants you. Why would he want you? You tacky.
Especially when Chris is
Oh, that's the other thing about Giselle. She was just on there throwing around words. Her old ass don't know what nothing means. Sliding your DMs does not mean commenting on a D. Like, that's not what that means. Him, like, he wasn't putting like little heart eyes emoji. He probably said, "Oh, that's tacky. This dance, you off key." Like, that's not sliding your DMs, and that's not what a sneaky link is.
Oh, whoa, bro, calm down. You too emotionally involved. Calm down. Calm down, please.
It annoyed me so much watching. I was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I like Giselle, and I was just like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
And it's sad, Brooke. She don't know them words, but she knew the other words to use, like the trigger words.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Yeah,
and I forgot that she said he slid in her DMs too. That was
Yeah, she had all the terms wrong. Exactly. Sneaky link is what took me out.
That's what's disrespectful. That sneaky link, like that man ain't a married 40-year-old man.
Right. He ain't got no sweatpants on and putting a hoodie on to go over somebody's house at night. What the hell?
How you?
Because that's what I do.
That's a sneaky link. A sneaky link is okay. So Dr. C, a sneaky link is somebody that is, for one, sneaking, for one. And they're not even, it's not even known who they are and what they doing, but they doing it with somebody. And they don't want you to know.
Usually between the hours of like 12 and 4 in the morning.
Yes.
She heard Grace and them say that, and she just thought it was cute, and so she decided, it just read old. It read trying. She was trying too hard.
Yeah.
Okay, Brooke, we got some more callers on.
Okay, thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Brooke. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Brooke. All right, next caller is going to be Nisha. What's going on, Nisha?
Hey, Nisha.
Girl.
How you doing? It's
hey. Monday. Did y'all see me at y'all? That was me adding y'all in Sutton Post.
Yeah, I saw it on the.
Yeah.
I figured. No, I recognized the face on when you saw her legs. It was Tanisha something, right? What is it? What's your name on Instagram?
Just hair by Kanisha.
Okay. Yeah, I recognize it was you. What's going on?
Giselle been listening to them kids talking. She done picked up some little words.
Yeah.
What slide? It's just a mess, and I don't like what they doing. And it's gonna be the first time Candiace get to finally read somebody and not get beat up.
Now wait a damn minute. Now wait a damn minute.
Y'all heard shit off without getting knocked out.
Okay.
Woo, 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 woo.
Jasmine had to go off camera for that.
Yeah, I don't want you too emotionally involved.
She ain't gonna do nothing. And I agree with, I forgot who was in the chat saying, why is Charisse on my screen? I don't want it. I do not want it.
You know, people actually do like
starting a petition next week. I don't care. I want all y'all to sign it. Get her off my screen. She is so boring and stupid. She literally sit around. She try to be messy, but it don't work. It just don't.
You can still tell she's giddy that she's getting camera time.
Yeah, and her outfit was given very much corner store Versace.
Yeah.
Now she got it from Heavenly Beauty.
Yeah.
Actually, that's perfect where it came from. She ordered
it from she by Sheree, and Sheree put a stamp on it for her.
You made that, didn't you? With your machine. Cortez made that with his machine.
Come back to work.
Oh, Cortez did it.
Nah. Hold on, man. How I get in? I ain't make no damn Versace.
You made it with the machine.
Cortez, make me some.
Nah, don't have. Listen, not our first merch gonna be Versace shirts.
No, it's Versace. It's Versace. And Wendy could go.
Yeah.
All right, Nisha. It's been really, really. I appreciated you here, and I think you're great. Next caller.
We do that callers. Okay, Nisha.
Okay, see y'all. Good night.
Bye, Nisha.
Well, to be fair, Charisse has had more airtime than Wendy.
That's true.
Yeah.
And but I mean, right now, we can see. All right, our next caller is going to be Kyra. What's going on, Kyra?
Hey, Kyra.
Hello, lovely people. Jasmine is cracking me up tonight.
I'm emotionally involved. There's so much going on.
Yeah, I'm emotionally involved with you. Because the way that Gizzard sat there on that floor and was smiling when Candiace broke the fourth wall and got up was smiling. And I do think, people always talk about producers and da-da-da, but it did, to me, speak volumes of how much Candiace sees Chris as a gentleman. That, he would cook for you, he would do this for you. He hasn't, like, we have seen this man carrying her bags around with her broken foot, as people says, cutting up fruit, all kinds of stuff. He's always been friendly with everyone, to the point where her fans are upset with him for being friendly with people. And now all of a sudden, you're uncomfortable because the man said on the reunion, we'll talk later. He saw you later and asked you to speak in private. So to me, that's what the understanding, that he thought you two would be alone. It's not his fault that your glam wasn't there. He asked you to speak in private, and you accepted that invitation. And yes, you can say, I felt uncomfortable, whatever, but the way in which she's saying she felt uncomfortable, she can't even fully describe. It went from I felt uncomfortable to no, he was trying to sneaky link with me, and I felt he was trying to talk to me. Like, all of a sudden, you remember what he said, and he was trying to make a move on you through him bashing Candiace to see if you would step up to the plate for him. What are you going to do? What are you doing for anyone? You can't even emotionally fulfill your children, it seems. You're sucking the life out of them. So it was astonishing to me what this season's going to become about, and I'm trying to figure out how long this is going to run, and also if Robyn is going to stay where she is. I don't believe football head. I do believe that she was going to Candiace hoping to cause a scene, because she acted like everything Candiace told her was for the first time, and not that she had a conversation with Robyn already. Robyn already told her, oh, he works with the W. And also, it's strange that he's still implying that this is a DM and not him responding to your Insta stories. When last season he was saying to you how, yeah, I still follow you on social media, and like, congratulations to the kids. I said, congratulations on your Instagram post. So we know he's a social media person. So for her to go to Candiace and still act like she don't know what's going on, to me, as someone said before, I think it was Brooke, she said, I like that she came to her, but I do feel like she still came to her to start some mess, and Candiace didn't take the bait. Because she should have said, hey, you know what? Chris responded to one of my Insta stories. It was a little late at night. I felt a little weird. I talked to Robyn about it, and I found out he works at the W. And so I know it wasn't anything nefarious, but I just wanted to give you a heads up just in case he looked in his phone. But instead, she wanted to be like, I thought he was trying to go for my friend. She was looking for a moment. And Candiace didn't give it to her. And I'm ready for her to pop off on all of them. They always deserve it, in my opinion. But this time, this is a mess, and it seems like Giselle had this in her back pocket, waiting for a moment where she could release it. Because as soon as Robyn told her about the Ashley situation, all of a sudden now you want to bring up the story that you and Robyn have already talked about, and Robyn has already said, yeah, she told me that, and it was nothing.
Okay, I agree with that. I felt like since last reunion that Giselle definitely kind of wants Candiace to get crunk, as Sammy said in the, let's get it crunk in the chat. But I mean, this I don't think this is the right way. This is kind of a little low to me, but to a lot of people, it's kind of low. But
I think it's a rare thing.
Do her how she did how Giselle did Monique. Giselle's trying to do what she did to Monique.
Yeah. But to me, do you feel like? I mean, okay, cheating allegations, sure, that happens all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
But when you say like your husband just was being uncomfortable with me, that's like
different.
That pushes it a little bit further.
That pushes it a little further. Like,
it's not a rumor. She's creating something now. Yeah. It wasn't like it's just a rumor.
Even an open end for there to be so much interpretation. It's just like, it's disgusting, actually. But hey, it's Giselle.
It's different. I need Teddy Perkins to stop lying.
I really wish somebody would just pull the rest of her wig off. It's already halfway gone.
Oh my God.
All right, Kyra, we got one more call. I gotta let you go.
Yeah. Okay, night everyone.
Teddy Perkins.
All right, our last caller for tonight, and I hope that she ain't coming on here trying to troll us like she was earlier today. But
Lisa,
she laid down. What's going on, Lisa?
You gonna troll
What?
You was trolling us.
You trying to be?
Yes, I was.
Oh,
hey, go ahead. What you got for us today? I hope it ain't no fool.
I gotta turn my head to the side so I can see Lisa. What's good?
Oh my God, I can't believe my baby's coming after me. Oh my God,
We're not coming after you.
I may have a heart attack tonight. I'm not worried like for a example.
I don't have no heart attack. Go ahead, tell us what you.
I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna have to get you back. I'm gonna get you back. But let me go ahead and say what I gotta say. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I love Jackie, Mia's friend. I love her. She stepped up to the assignment, baby. I see why they gonna fall out, baby dog. Cause they said this season Jackie gonna step up to the assignment this season, and I see why they ain't gonna talk because, honey, she probably gonna come back next season, honey. They need Jackie because I love Jackie, but I don't understand the dynamic between her and Mia and Gina. I think something else going on. I think you may have had a threesome going on. No, where they were serving the steak and the lobster at the strip club. I don't know what's going on there. Seems like something going on. But anyhow, let's move on. I like to see Katie. I love Kate. Seeing Katie. Something's wrong with Katie. I wish somebody get her.
Uh-oh.
Lisa, you got to pick that phone up or something.
Rudy, his head, and Ray was all there for it, honey. And Ray was laughing like he was a teenage little boy. He was. Ray was laughing like he was loving her like he was a teenage little boy. I said, then get on then somewhere. I thought Kevin gonna cut up, but Kevin didn't say nothing because she laughed it off. So ain't no point in me getting on like that, honey. But you like you said, I'm glad Robin did get on Giselle. I'm gonna tell you something about Robin. It seemed like she's trying to move away from Giselle because I like she shut that mess down when it came to Chris Bassett. She shut it. She kept kind of shut it down. She shut Ashley down with it. She shut it with Giselle. She kind of shut it down. And I like she had, and I wish she when you supposed to be my friend and you put my business out there, girl, please, why you didn't wear? You should have wear her ass more clearly than a tap on the hand. You gave her a tap on the hand. You put a push in her face. Say, looking, bitch, do not put my business out there like that. Okay.
Wait a minute.
You don't. You see. She said. You see what she said. She said. The what if I put your business out there like that? She said, "Oh no, don't put my no. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that." Giselle said, "We ain't doing that." But yeah, but you
Yeah.
won't put my business out there like that, dog. They ain't none of your business. Tell somebody else's business like that, though. In other words, Ashley, baby, you trying to come up for Chris, baby. Hey, baby, Chris and Michael is so different. Okay, your man had got caught on tape grabbing me in asses. Something he want to stuff me in sausages and all of this. Okay, do not
Very
come
true.
for my man. And I'm glad. This is one thing I can say about Candiace. On both times, she did not feed into it. She said, "Okay, girl, I'm gonna give you one pass. I'm gonna give you just one pass now. This I'm gonna give you this one pass, but we're gonna move on from this." And then here comes Giselle, like, and let me tell you something about Cherie. Hold on, let me tell you something about Cherie. Cherie, baby doll, the granddaughter don't like your ass. Okay, she don't like you. She don't want to be around your ass. And I can't wait till I see Kevin get up and tell her. She said, "Bitch, you gonna make me whoop your ass." I
Up
can't
in
wait
this
to see
place.
that moment. I'm here for that moment, baby. And then
Okay.
didn't hold on. My mama threw blank him. Now if I was in King's shoes, I would have slapped Giselle at her face. Bitch, do not play me about my husband. And you see, she said, Eric, where the hell Eric at, y'all? Where the hell Eric at? You not finna play me about my husband on this show. Yeah, I was there for it last night with Candy, baby. They kind of let her feed into it, and she kept saying, "No, no, 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 no. I'm not finna go for it, y'all." But I was there for it, though. I loved it. I loved the way Candy handled herself last night. She said, "No," she said, hold on." She called for the producer. Y'all not finna talk about my husband. Okay, my husband ain't nothing like Michael. My husband ain't been grabbing no ass and sucking dick. Time I see you sucking sausages and stuff on the camera. Okay, you not gonna do all that. My husband ain't been caught in the hotel room with the woman. Okay,
Oh,
he ain't been
They
talking about
Jesus.
he need a boyfriend and girlfriend got a wife. Okay, we ain't finna
and
do all
hungry.
that.
Don't
You ain't finna do
house.
all that. You know what I'm saying? Not that,
Okay, Lisa. Now this time I gotta let you go for real. But thank you, okay?
baby.
Lisa,
I
my
love
We
you.
love
I
you.
love
Bye,
Love you too.
Lisa.
Jasmine, you got
Lisa is a hoot. That's why I say that for
hungry.
last. I knew she would come in here being a riot. But at least this time, like on Beverly Hills, she didn't troll us. I'm just saying. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Really good show. We got to get ready to lean out. Thank you, Jasmine, Antonio, Danny. Thank you to our callers, Brooke, Nisha, Lisa, and who else called us? I'm sorry, I missed somebody. It's one other person.
Brooke.
And, no, I
Brooke,
said Brooke.
Nisha,
Oh, and Kyron.
Kyra.
Kyra called it. Thank y'all for calling in today. And thank you to everybody that's watching right now. I saw our very own Chase and Sammy in the chat. They've been telling y'all to like this video. So make sure y'all did like this video and subscribe. The lane is growing. We're having our own little lean con, which is basically a week of little things we're planning for our 3-year anniversary in about I think it's in 2.5, 3 weeks, starting of November the 10th. So we'll just subscribe to the page. You'll start seeing postings up about it and about what's going on. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all catch Married to Medicine tomorrow. Really good show, really hilarious panel. Wednesday is part 2 for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And this Thursday, Salt Lake City, I believe, will be canceled. Just because I want nobody to be here to host it. Let's just say that. So with that being said,
got PTO.
Yeah, I got PTO. My birthday's next week, so I'm gonna start my vacation overall from all these jobs starting on Thursday. So just look on the page, you'll see what's going on, and be sure to check out our BravoCon review, recap, breakdown that myself and Chase did earlier. It's posted on the page. Really fun, really good conversation. Check out everything else, and we'll see y'all next time, okay? Have a good rest of y'all Monday. See y'all tomorrow.